Okay, huge movie fanatics back with Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. Now this is a very interesting movie. In hindsight, I didn't know anything about it when I was a kid, but looking at it with adult eyes, this is like actually the theatrical way, I don't think you can even get the theatrical version anymore.
On Blu-ray, it's the theatrical version.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, it is, because the theatrical and the director's is a completely different thing, because theatrical, they don't take the mask off the assassin guy.
Mm-hmm.
So then in the theatrical, it's the Klingon. You know, it's pretty much shown as being a Klingon that's trying to assassinate.
I believe so, yeah.
And it's huge difference
between
just that shot of taking off the mask.
Yeah.
And what I was getting at about the director's cut, which came out on video, which is the first version that came out on video on tape in '92, is that this is like a Star Trek movie that actually deals with the false flag stuff that governments do. If you listen to a quote from our former governor, Jesse Ventura, he said,
"Every war fought starts with a false flag operation."
And if you don't, are you familiar with what a false flag operation is?
Not really, no.
Well, it's basically like if you want to take the country into war, blow up 2 big towers in New York or something, actually 3 that blew up, or just do anything of that, the Gulf of Tonkin incident that got us into Vietnam didn't happen. So it's kind of like doing something bad under the guise of being another entity, but doing it yourself to get your government into a certain situation. So I didn't know anything about, of course, when we saw it in the theater, the mask didn't come off the Klingon, but it's very interesting that just that one little thing, because when we saw it in the theater, my dad actually said, he said Klingon's blood isn't red, because when they showed the Klingon dead there was like some blood coming out of his neck, and they showed in the movie that was pink in the same movie, you know. So, and then we found out on video later on the reason why it was red, and it was a huge plot point by taking that mask off. Anyway, on to the movie. Star Trek VI, I saw it twice, I think, in the theater, packed both times. The audience just loved it. Did you?
I didn't
see it in the theater, but the audience was packed both times, and they just laughed at this funny stuff. It was a row. It was great to see, and to see it the crew go out this way, and it's even the signatures at the end is just so great. And the guy they got to do the music, I don't even know what the hell he's even done. I want to say Cliff.
I can't remember his name.
Idleman
but
or
I
something like that. Yeah. Nicholas Meyer comes back, the director of the loved Wrath of Khan, and after 5, Paramount probably said, "Okay, enough of this. That was we can't do that. We got to have Nick back, and let's finish this right." So Star Trek VI is Undiscovered Country. Is that like a literature?
Yeah,
it's
from Hamlet, I want to say. Yeah, I think it's from Hamlet. It's Shakespeare, no matter what.
Why don't you just take it from here? I said a lot of crap. I'll come back.
Alright, so this is my second favorite of all Star Trek movies after Wrath of Khan. Hands down, this is the second best one. And it is a political thriller, and I'm all for political thrillers. I mean, the ending is a little bit Manchurian Candidate, but whatever. It was still an awesome movie, and I like so much of the movie. The only problem I have with this movie is it gets a little long in the prison camp. Like when they're on Hoth. That could have been trimmed a little bit.
Is that a joke?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's the only stuff where it slows down, because everything else is just fascinating. And it's like you're sitting there like completely gripped, like how is Kirk going to get out of this? And it's just great. And they build the prejudice that had been there from the third movie when his son got killed into this movie, and all the prejudice of hating the Klingons and all that stuff that the audience has had up until the Next Generation, like is all there, and you see how this was the turning point where they decide to start kind of.
This is where they go into shooting in a direction that says, okay, folks, this is how they segue into Next Generation.
Yeah, exactly. Shatner, for my money, is never better than in this movie. He was just so perfect, especially when he's listening to the little communication thing and he's just trying to understand what he's going through and trying to understand this is at the trial.
Yeah.
And when he hears himself and his just sort of like, yes, I said those are my words. And like he's just so good in this movie, especially in the last scene as well when he's talking about stealing the ship again, because they apparently do that in every movie.
What scene are you talking about?
The very last scene, like it's the final shot of the movie where they're like, "Should we go back to the Federation?" And he's like, set for the second star to the right, straight out to mark. Like that is just so such a perfect
ending. Is that some kind of literature thing?
That was Peter Pan.
Well, yeah, I'm not a Peter Pan fan.
You don't need to be a Pan fan to recognize. Yeah, that's,
yes, I do.
That was from Peter Pan, and again another little boy who never really wanted to grow up and give up his adulthood, or give up his childhood. So this was just fantastic. The political stuff. I love the evil Klingon guy played by shoot, what's his name?
I'll remember it before the end of the review.
Yes.
It's right there on the screen.
Oh my god.
You bastard.
I know, right? Dude's won Oscars and we can't remember his name.
Anyway,
he is so perfect as the villain. He's the best Star Trek villain after Khan himself.
Oh yeah, I meant to say this. What's back?
Yeah,
something like that. What does that mean, you guys? What's that mean?
That was to be or not to be, right?
In
the original Klingon.
In the original Klingon, some of the great jokes on that.
This is the other one where they somehow connect Spock to his ancestor with Sir Arthur Conan Doyle of Sherlock fame, which was kind of awesome.
I thought his ancestor was Sherlock Holmes.
No, I think
it's meant to be his ancestor as the writer.
Yeah, I think that was what the intention was. It could have been. I might have misread it.
It could be either or.
Yeah, but anyway, it was kind of awesome. So yeah.
Did you say stars?
I'm gonna go 3.5 just because of that.
You know what? Same here, 3.5 because it was okay when I was a kid, but looking at it as an adult, that mining scene. It's just like a little. And then it's like kick him in the knee. Not all everyone's genitals are in the same place.
Yeah. Well, did you also notice in that scene they have Bones walks up to and starts talking to Shatner, and his mouth is not moving. And that just kills me every single time I see it.
That scene where they're fighting, the two Kirks are fighting. It's like there's a continuity error where it's like Bones is laying this way, and then they cut to a shot and he's like this way for they can roll over. I don't like the fake snow. Being an actual Minnesotan and seeing real snow, I always have a problem with the fake snow.
Yeah, me too.
And the dog's creature with the completely just dry mouth. They should have put, I don't know,
slime of some kind.
Yeah, slime. The KY, whatever. Yeah, that's what.
That's what holds you back.
That's what holds back the movie from the four for me as
Same
well.
here.
And it's just like but the music is great, and I'm glad.
This was the perfect way for the series to go out if it didn't go out with Wrath of Khan and whatnot. This one also has like a note of hope at the end of it, even though it's their last journey as a crew anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, I guess the fact that they showed that the other, like the Kim Cattrall, we didn't even say Kim Cattrall, that those people were in on it was kind of, I guess that was a way to let them know that they were in on it. Okay, that's we did know that the Admiral and stuff were in on it because of that.
Yeah.
So simply seeing the Klingon, never mind. I thought the Klingon unmasked was because I was thinking of the mind meld and she's giving them all the names. So all those, which is really scary because it's reality. All those political people. And I don't think they even say why. They just simply didn't want to be friends. Well, it's the same thing with now in the military-industrial complex. If there's peace, there's no reason to exist or whatever for whatever part of Starfleet if they want to. It's more fun for people warmongers to have enemies so they can dispute. They didn't. I don't know if they said why the people who were involved in the conspiracy to.
No.
The
other thing that I think would have made the film stronger, it's just too bad she couldn't come back to do it, was it was supposed to be Savick instead of Kim Cattrall. Like
Savick was gonna
it was-
turn on? That's
Savick was the one that was gonna be in on it, which is why Spock is so upset. Like in the movie, it's just sort of like, well, I guess this is another Vulcan, he knows. But his reaction and the way that it's written makes more sense if it was Savick,
because
he is
so pissed off.
he's furious and he doesn't get mad. Like,
isn't that something? You can see in that scene when he does her. I mean,
where he just like bats the gun away from her.
Oh yeah,
the
that
phaser.
too.
Yeah, like that. It should have been, and they were gonna try and get Kirstie Alley back
What
as
about-
well.
Surely that woman who played her in the third one was available. She was busy with unemployment.
I don't know why. I guess when Kirstie Alley said no, they just decided to go a different direction. I don't know why.
Oh, I see. Mayer wanted her back because that was his Savick or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever.
So, but that's the only thing. The other thing, this isn't a good or a bad thing in the movie, but the awkward Christian Slater cameo where he's like, "Yes, guys," and he just
what's
like
that there for?
no reason. It's so weird. It's just one of those things. I was watching it with a bunch of my friends, and they had never seen it before, and they were just sort of sitting there because it's really late at night, and all of a sudden they just like kind of perked up, and they were like, "Is that Christian Slater?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't even know either."
He's a big fan, and it's his last time to be in the original.
Yeah, pretty much, I guess. He doesn't even act with it. Oh, he acts with Takei, right?
Yeah. But I mean, they shot his scene probably just by itself. Cause
certainly, exactly. Like he doesn't even act with it.
And the thing is, they backlight him. It's not even.
Yeah, you can't even really you can kind of sort of see that it's him,
but
it's just like.
But they have it very mysterious. Why? It's just the weirdest.
It is the weirdest cameo I've ever seen. But whatever.
So
it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, well, that's fun. You know, adding fun to the reviews is good.
Yeah.
What I always thought about Undiscovered Country is it has a very like film student really lightness about it that I really like.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like a big studio sci-fi Star Trek movie. It felt like Star Trek if a film student had the opportunity to finish out Star Trek. But obviously that's probably Nicholas Mayer.
Yeah.
Great movie, 3.5 stars.
Across the board.
The mining scene and some of the jokes are kind of funny. I can't believe I kissed you. It must have been your greatest ambition. And just the way he says it is just so weird. His head goes like this.
One of my other favorite visual jokes is like the boots thing. They're like trying to go through with and then
if the shoe fits.
and then he just like points down, and then you look at the weird, awkward alien feet.
Is there a problem, Commander?
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah. Oh, and we didn't even talk about the excellent anti-gravity scene where they're all floating and then the blood starts pooling out.
Yeah, well see, this is a T2 summer, so they wanted to figure a way to get some CGI in there.
Yeah,
it early morphing.
It looks so good.
What looks good?
Like the whole anti-gravity thing. That whole scene, the assassination, is just great.
Chancellor.
Yeah, it's just so good. That's like it really just ramps up to that. And, that gets everything going.
One thing I was going to mention earlier, which was the great whodunit, Star Trek whodunit thing.
Yeah.
And that was just so cool. And it's like, in Spock's characters, like you say that Kirk is really well utilized in this, I'd say the same about Spock.
Totally, yeah.
And he's completely used perfectly into his full potential as a character, and it's like, we must first ascertain whatever, and that great thing where he put that thing, and you see it in the movie, but you don't know what it is unless you've seen it. Puts that thing just on his back, and what's great about it is it's right there in front of you, but you don't see it the first time.
Exactly.
Isn't that great? That's Nicholas Mayer. I mean, that's just
totally. So anyway,
maybe maybe we will end it and get on to other things today. Thanks for watching. See ya, original crew. That's the last original crew movie.
Signing off.
Signing off forever.
Yes.
Until,
Kirk out.
Kirk out. Until 3 of them show up in the next movie.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching.